All right, sports fans, it's time for another edition of the Sports Couch, a look at area sports through the eyes of a local athlete, coach, or superfan. The Sports Couch is made possible by People's National Bank, a full-service bank with multiple locations throughout Southern Illinois to serve you. People's National Bank, member FDIC, and an equal housing lender. And made possible by Mount Vernon Title Company, your real estate closing professionals. When you need real estate closings, title searches, contract for deed, or any other legal real estate document, depend upon Mount Vernon Title Company. Who will be on the couch this morning? Let's find out. On this edition of the Sports Couch, we're going to talk Fairfield Mules football with head coach Justin Townsend of the Mules. Fairfield in week number 7 was taking on Christopher Ziegler-Royalton, and Christopher actually scored first to go up 7-0, but then the Mules defense took over from there, and they won the game going away by a score of 68-7. Great offensive output, too, for the Mules. Coach Townsend joins us right now, and Coach, you know, if anybody was concerned about any kind of a letdown after the big emotional win over Flora, it didn't show up last week because the Mules took care of business against Christopher.
No, we did a nice job. We, hitting on all cylinders. We knew coming in. I think Christopher Saveda, I think he maybe is the league's top passer. And they had put up 3 touchdowns on Carmi in the first quarter the previous week. So we knew they were going to be pretty solid offensively, and we were going to have to be ready to go from a defensive standpoint. But we felt really strongly that we'd be able to run the ball at will on them, and we did that. And as we settled in, kind of got used to what they were doing a little bit. You can simulate what they're doing in practice. You can scout, but until you actually see it in person and then make the adjustments, sometimes it just takes a series to do that. And
sure.
Our guys responded really well. We forced some turnovers. Like I said, we had a lot of guys run the football well for us. And, it was a good night. We hadn't had a night this year where we really just had some explosive plays. Really since week 1 against El Dorado. So it was good to have a night like that and take care of business, as you said. Check another team off our list and, get set up for senior night at the train yard with Hamilton County for a chance to become playoff eligible.
You're exactly right. You're 4-3 right now, and one more win makes you playoff eligible. Fox is coming to the train yard, and you said it is senior night. And you do senior night kind of interesting. It's not just the football team you recognize, is it?
No, we actually have band members that we'll recognize. Got a large group of senior band members cross country. We even have a swimmer that we're recognizing, cheerleading, and then of course football. So I think over 30 student athletes that we're recognizing. And, of course, we've already done tennis and golf, and we'll do volleyball on Tuesday night, so with a big home match against NCOE. So, it's important to recognize those kids, not just the football players, the band. They do a tremendous job. We are blessed. It's not uncommon to hear after we've had a home event and our band's played, the visiting team compliment how good our band is. So we've been really blessed, and we just feel like it's important to recognize those kids. And our cross-country team has had a tremendous season, boys and girls both. We want to recognize them as well as our cheerleaders. So
that cross-country team. That cross-country team had a big meet down at McLeansboro yesterday, and they won both the boys and girls race against 10 teams. Yeah, right.
And that's kind of a tune-up for conference, which they run on Thursday. And obviously, they have bigger goals. They want to advance out of regional and maybe have sectional. We'll see. But it's a little tougher for us because we get sent north as opposed to south. And, as we all know, it's a little different world sometimes up there in central Illinois with some things. But they've had a tremendous season, so I'm excited to see what they can do.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to ask you a question as you wear your athletic director hat right now. Coach Chet Snider has announced this is going to be his final year as a volleyball coach of the Lady Mules, and what a storied program he has built there. And he's going to have some big shoes to fill, but you've worked alongside of him and know him real well, and I'm sure you're going to miss him along the sidelines of that volleyball program, too.
Oh, yeah. Not just a great coach, great person, great personality, and what he's done with the volleyball program has been tremendous. I mean, easily the all-time winningest coach here across the board. He's got his team's pictures up multiple times out in the gym lobby. And the thing is, he's leaving on top. They've had a ton of success, and they're going to continue to be good. So, he just said he was ready for a change, and that's understandable. And but man, we're going to miss him, and he's going to be hard to replace. You're 100% correct.
Yeah, right.
It goes above and beyond volleyball what he does. So,
sure.
Sometimes things happen, and changes happen, and but that's the way it goes. And we wish nothing but the best for Chet.
Absolutely. Well, let's get back to football, our discussion here. The Fox is coming to town. What concerns you most about Hamilton County? They can score some points too, can't they?
Yeah, they got, the Miller kid, Mac Braxton Miller, running back, receiver-type player, is tremendous. He's explosive. And then they got a tall wide receiver that can make some plays. Senior quarterback that started for 2 years. They're throwing a little more this year. And, I guess the thing that maybe concerns me about them more than anything is this is it for them. Their Week 9 opponent is Vienna, so they're not going to play that game. And they're eliminated from the playoffs. They come in at 2-5. So, this is a team that has nothing to lose. And they can just lay it all on the line. This is it. I don't think they have a ton of seniors. I think they have 4 seniors. But, you just don't know what you're going to get a lot of times in these types of situations, So, they have some good young players. And we're going to have to be ready to go because they've been competitive in literally every single game they have played in. And just unfortunately have came up on the wrong end of it, So,
right.
And they're very aggressive defensively. They like to blitz a lot, and, that can be disruptive. And we just got to stay the course. I mean, we've tried to put our offense so far this week in maybe worst case scenario type situations, where they're sending the house essentially, and maybe that alignment's not quite what you want it to be, but you got to adjust. So that's what we've been repping. And from a defensive standpoint, you got to stay home. They do a lot of motion. They do a lot of misdirection, play action. You just got to be disciplined this week. And at the same time, you got to realize what's at stake. We're trying to get playoff eligible. It's senior night. Potentially could be our last, for our seniors, potentially their last game at the train yard. We got to keep our eye on the prize and stay focused. And our guys have done a great job at that the last couple of weeks. We're healthy as we're going to get, so that's a positive. Not everybody can say that at this time of the year.
No, they can't. No.
And we feel like, I know I like to say this at this time of year, but we feel like our best football is ahead of us, and I think each week we get a little bit better. So, we were at this point last year, and we really were rolling, and really the last couple of years. So I feel like that's kind of where we're at right now.
Yeah. Well, Coach Townsend, as always, we appreciate your time. Again, congratulations on the win against Christopher, and best of luck this week against Hamilton County. All right?
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Take care. All right. Bye-bye.